Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller, Prospect, and welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever, episode number 196, where I'm going to be going through two bags of Paydirt today. Beginner's bag, and a double X bag, a double black diamond bag. So, beginner and a very, very hard and experts only bag. But all right, let me catch up on chat. HD Ortiz, thank you both for being here and being mods. I appreciate it. Kristen and Michael Reed, thank you both for being here as well. I appreciate you always being here. KC Sring, Chasing Cheddar, how's it going? You catch that cheddar yet? David Desautel, how's it going? Doing a live show on YouTube? Where are you doing a live on? Or is it like Twitch or something? Shane Prothero, how's it going? SRIP63, how's it going, my man? Refotris, how's it going? Man, I looked all night for that Paydirt Refotris. I could not find it. It's not on eBay. It must be some like local auction thing, but that was a ridiculous price, crazy price. He might have just been trying to drum up people to buy up the bidding or something, because $150 for that. I think the last one that sold was right around $150 too. And like I said, I think that was Vendetta, and he did not find much gold in it. Alan Curie, how's it going? John Gear, Rockhound Chick, how's it going? You're just like a tiny little bird trying to rock hound. Brad Thompson, how's it going, my man? You have your kid? Oh, yeah. So, in other words, you're not really here. Jason G, how's it going, my man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Jeff Bosch, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. No. All right. I think I said hi to everyone. Hey, Donna, how are you tonight? Hopefully you're doing well, feeling well, enjoying your retirement. All right, let me pop out chat. Donna's super mod. All right, what am I doing here? Oh, I need to go to my StreamMate. That's what I need to do. Pop out chat from there. All right, there we go. All right. I don't know. I come down here at like 5 o'clock to set up, like, so I'm always an hour early, and I'm always fumbling around right when the show starts because I'm just, for whatever reason, not ready. Lord Shadow, how's it going? I did send you their sticker, Lord Shadow. Hopefully you got it by now. Hey, Whiskey Lover. Yeah, I saw that. You did as well. I actually just got to the part where he was opening your box, and I was like, oh, good. I want to see how much this booze I know from my old bartending days and restaurant days. The Knob Creek I knew right away. As soon as I saw the bottle, I knew the Knob Creek, which is pretty good. I used to like Knob Creek for old fashions. So, but then I had to stop it to do the live show, so I'll have to finish watching the rest of it. Did you see Troubled One is selling Paydirt on eBay? No, I did not see that. I will have to make a note of that to go look it up. If somebody wants to send me the link. I do have an eBay video coming up after this month. This month, obviously, Gold Nugget sales. The King of Paydirts, it's all him. No Whatnot show tonight for Mike. I think the next show he has is tomorrow. I think he's doing one Wednesday and Friday. So he does have his normal job, so. Yeah. I guess he's doing that sometimes too. Yeah. So yeah, but none of that. Oh, which reminds me, yeah, see, he's driving home from the real job. Some people. Here, let me put this up. I hope that's the right code. I tried to change things up, so we'll do, there we go. So for tonight, we're going to be going through two bags of Paydirt, and I will keep saying this over and over all night, of course, but we're going through double black diamond, beginner bag, but later in the show, at the end of the show, we're going to be giving away some Paydirt, and we're going to be giving away two bags of Paydirt, either the beginner bag or the expert bag. Whoever wins gets their choice of one of these two bags, and then the other bag will be a gutter gold bag, because this whole month I thought up because of the gutter gold. Me and Mike, obviously, I talked to Mike, convinced him to do gutter gold Paydirt on Whatnot, so to get this bag, though, to get the Whatnot bag, you have to join Whatnot. If you're already a member, that's fine, but you have to join Whatnot. and either follow me, Miller Prospecting, or Gold Sal. It is in the top thing. So if you go to the top pinned comment, it will say to earn a chance to win a bag of gold. Go there, sign up for Whatnot. You don't have to do anything once you've signed up, but they will give you credit. You will either get $10 all the way up to $200. Last week, Vendetta got $200. That's a free 1.5 grams of gold you could buy on Whatnot. You do have to pay for shipping, because I found out you do have to pay for shipping. So if you get $100 on there, Whatnot gives it to you free, and you buy 2 or 3 ounces of silver from one of the sellers on there, all you're paying is $5 for shipping. So you can't beat that deal. Again, though, if you're already a member of Whatnot, totally understand. Just make sure you follow me or Gold Sal on there. And then when we put the hidden comment up later in the night, all you have to do is put in that you're following one of us, and it'll make you eligible for the gutter gold, so you can win that. So sounds like a good deal to me. All you have to do is sign up for an app. Hey, what's up, Wesley? Enjoying Mexico? Hopefully. Make sure to drink lots of the water. Drink lots of the water, brother. It's low flow. It'll make your insides low flow, man. Yeah. Jeffrey Button, thanks for joining the show. Package Total, thank you for popping in. Wesley, thank you for joining the show, and don't drink the water. Mike from the Gold Vlog, thank you for joining the show, of course. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you donating Paydirt to give away and stuff tonight. Everyone should really enjoy getting free bags of Paydirt, and the least y'all could do, again, is to sign up to Whatnot. Go visit him. He won't be doing a show tonight, but he will be doing a show tomorrow, so no aqua for you. Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't want to drink that down there. Cockatoo Birdman, Bill, how's turn off the ads? The ads. Dang it. Here, let me see. Let me edit it. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Monetization. Nope. Monetization off. There we go. Thank you very much for that. No. Yeah, the only time it should be running ads is when I tell it to, which is at the very beginning of the show and the very end of the show. But YouTube doesn't listen. They're always doing pop-ups. There we go. Yeah. So they always do these new pop-ups where they start some new feature for monetization or something or another. And then when you're just trying to click to get out of it, somehow you always sign up for it. If I win, I'll make a painting for you. Charles Mallory, Dina Littlehale, thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. So yeah, hopefully that you won't get any more ads. There should only be ads. I used to have it set to where I would manually just put in ads, and then I would just put in ad at the very beginning, and then again when I was leaving, that's at the very end. Try and make my $2 for the live show, but I sent you a message on Whatnot last week if I did. I don't even know how to find my messages on Whatnot half the time, because I don't use the app. Well, I do use the app, but I only use the app for entering the giveaways that, I never win, but oh, that's a good area. Yeah, that's a good area. SJB, how's it going? Thank you very much. And thank you for following both of us. So, but yeah, anyone let me know if you join the Whatnot. Let me know if you get something good, crazy, because I want to see how often. I know a couple people what they've gotten so far. I know a couple 10s, I know a couple 20s, and I only know of one 200, but I want to see what the rate is they're doing it, because they are really, really pushing Whatnot. Last month when I joined Whatnot, it was only $15. They were giving away $15. That was it. If you joined, it was $15. Last year when Whatnot first started really pushing, it was only $10. So they're desperately trying to bring in new sellers, new buyers, and things like that. So I want to see how often they're doing the $200, So let me know if you join through Whatnot through me, and you get a bonus what you get. So I can never find the notifications again when I accidentally close them. Yeah, everything's like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like Facebook, everything. You know, like once you see something, you're like, oh, wow, okay. Then you turn your head, you click something, you're like, okay, never going to find that again. Then like 3 years later, you'll be scrolling through something. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I joined through Mike's invite 15. Yeah, see, when I did mine, I first joined, it was like a year ago or something like that. It was $10. So 15, wish I waited for years. Yeah, I was telling my daughter, I was trying to tell all my kids, I was like, join up. I'm like, maybe you'll get $200. I'm like, you can't beat that. $10. You got Scrooged, Jeff. I mean, it's still decent. I mean, because the way I thought about it was, if you get $10, you can bid a little bit more. Like if you see something, I mean, obviously you probably wouldn't be buying some huge, if you're buying a $500 nugget, that $10 ain't gonna help. But if you buy a round of silver, if you buy a silver round or something that's $30, you can bid an extra $5 or $6. Secret paid, man, you better watch out. You're going to get me banned on Patreon. No secret stuff, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Patreon? What's Patreon? How's it going, Jason, my man? Did you find anything? I've still been looking for replacement stuff. And I even looked for just doing it through my website. And even that is just such a nightmare. So, says page not found. On what? On my link? Uh-oh. Here, let me change. Let me see. Let me see, what did Nightbot do to my link? Yeah. Let's see. Maybe it just doesn't like it through Nightbot or something. Let's see. So give me a second, everybody. Let me see. Yeah, it just doesn't like, let me see. Yeah, I just post the link. Let me see. You're always making me do more work, Ed. All right, we'll have to see if that works. Let's get rid of that old one. There we go. Let's see if the new one works. And thank you again, Jason. That's way too kind of you, brother. Let's see if that one works. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't like the other one. So yeah, the new pinned comment works. I don't know. It's the exact same link. I guess it just doesn't like having extra words before it or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, so the rules for tonight to win one of the gutter gold bags of Paydirt, and I will have another gutter gold bag of Paydirt next week. Yeah, next week. So I only got one more. So this is a half a gram of gutter gold. To get that, you have to join Whatnot, sign up, link above. If you're already a member, that's fine. But once you're there, you just have to subscribe or follow me or Gold Sal, GOLDSAL. Yeah, it's getting hot. It's getting hot. So. Tom got Josh. I don't know if I said hi to you, but thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Wheeze and Geezer, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being a mod. Alan Curie, yes, he should definitely be called Midas. Just awesome dude. Awesome dude. Lots and lots of gold. Not only is he giving it away, he's selling it. Awesome auctions on Whatnot. Best Paydirt around, pretty much. So, Maybe Yukon Alley would be better if she sold it year round, but you know, I got a soft spot for that Yukon Alley Paydirt. So, but otherwise, and by the way, we will see it later. I did update my top 10 recommended sellers, so we'll see that later on tonight. But we're going to start panning because I need to start panning because this, I will tell everyone, I tell people all the time, and I do really enjoy hard Paydirts panning out when I'm not doing them for videos and not doing them on live shows. This is my Achilles heel. I hate this Paydirt. I hate this Paydirt. Not because it's not good Paydirt, but I hate it because it is extremely difficult. The tungsten in it just drives me crazy. There's some things that people just don't like panning, and to me, it's like silver, crystallized silver and tungsten. Those two things, just no matter what you do not move in the pan. They just don't. They're just going to sit with the gold the entire night, hang out with them. They want to be best friends, and it does not move. So this is one of those Paydirts that just drive me so crazy that then I don't want to pan it anymore. I love black sand challenge Paydirts, you know, just fine gold and black sand that take hours and hours. This one, I have to always pull out the tweezers and drive myself crazy and, you know. But, so we're going to start with the easy stuff so I can build up my ego. We're going to pan this one out first, and I'll feel all proud of myself like a big boy with my beginner bag. And then we'll go to the Devil Black Diamond and start cursing, so. Yeah, so he's supposed to have the gutter gold every single night that he's on Whatnot, and I think he's dropped down to just one bag a night, which I don't blame him. That stuff is super rare. He was doing 3 bags a night, but he was running out of stock for gutter gold, and you know. So now he's down to doing 1 bag a night during his shows, and the next show is tomorrow, I believe, and then Friday, so. Hey, Culver. How's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Stephen Curry, thanks for joining the show. And everyone, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate everyone who's hanging out with me tonight. Neanderthal Prospector, how's it going? Working and driving home. There you go. The Black Diamonds, yeah. Not my favorite, but when I was legit looking for tungsten sand, there was a seller. Oh, man. So I looked up, it's so funny because before Mike came out with this one, I was going to put out a bag a long time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, one of my Miller prospecting bags. I was going to do a bag that was just going to be black sand, tungsten, and gold. And I found a seller that was selling tungsten. I want to say it was in Pennsylvania or somewhere. I'll have to look and see if I still have the link because I usually save all my bookmarks. I'll have to look in my old folders and see if I still have it. Because it was all for, I want to say it wasn't for sandblasting. I don't remember what it was for. It was for some specific purpose, but it was very fine tungsten sand. But it was just too expensive. And I was like, well, I'm not spending that kind of money. You know, I like my Patreon numbers, but not that much. So, and plus it would have just added to the cost of the Paydirt, and I would just want my Paydirt to be pretty cheap. So, but I'll have to look and see if I can find it for you. It's called Gold Sal. Here, I'll type it on there. That's it. It's gold, Goldsal. You know. Bond servant of Yeshua, thank you for joining the show, and thanks for signing up for Whatnot so you could check out Mike. And again, you know, whether or not you like Whatnot, eBay, or any of those sites, this is just, you know, Mike donated a ton of bags of Paydirt, 2 bags a night, 4 shows this month. I'm going to be giving out 2 bags of Mike's Paydirt, 4 grams of gold he's giving out. The least anyone could do is I want to support Mike for what he did. And I didn't ask him for any of this. He just sent it all to me. He didn't ask me to promote any of his stuff. He didn't ask me to promote his website or anything. And his newest endeavor is his Whatnot and selling stuff. So, and he does sell some cheap stuff. So it's not just like he's selling $1,000 nuggets. You know, he's selling $25, $30 little pickers and stuff like that on there. So, you know, and even if you don't like gold, if you just want to buy some silver, there's other sellers on Whatnot as well. So, but I want everyone to follow Gold Sal, so at least you can pop in and see some of his stuff. So, oh my gosh, Brad. I would not doubt it. I would not doubt that. And Donna, thank you very much, Donna. You're always way too kind to me, Donna. So, but all right, let's go panning. I need to boost my ego real quick. So we're going to do some beginner bag of Paydirt, which, by the way, everyone should know that I'm a huge fan of Paydirts that come in little catchy little bags and stuff like that. Gold Rush bag is still probably one of my favorite bags of Paydirt, even though I have none on my shelf because I haven't found any that's unopened. But this is probably my second. This, I just absolutely love this bag of Paydirt. That's why I have one on my shelf. And this shelf is pretty much dedicated to sellers who are no longer selling, or it's very a unique bag, Vendetta. But this one I had Mike make me a special bag that has more gold in it. And I put it up there because I actually just love this label. I just love the little bike with training wheels. So, but all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Yeah, and not only, you know, if you just want to come out, it's the same as a live show. So if you go over to Whatnot, it's the same as a live show. Yeah, he'll be auctioning stuff off. I'm poor. I don't bid on too much of the stuff there. But it's fun to hang out. He gives a lot of gold facts when he's putting out a piece and he's telling you about the history of where the gold area came from and stuff like that. It's very informative. It's like watching the gold vlog YouTube channel, but more often. So, but all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. There we go. There's the gold pan all set up. So we're going to move the microphone around and get everything set up. And then we'll start panning. All right, got my coffee, which is super important. I swear I need to make more room on this. I thought I figured out everything I needed in my little studio, but it still always seems to be overcrowded. So here we go. Let's put on some gloves. Get the channel open. On. There we go. There will be a hidden in a little bit. I want to probably in like 30 minutes or something. Once we finish the beginner bag, so mods, don't put any hidden link up until we start the expert bag. So I want to give everyone a chance to, because last time I did this, I kind of had both links in the same pinned comment. And this time, like, again, I really want to promote Mike and his Whatnot channel for donating all this Paydirt. So we're going to leave the Whatnot store up there for a while. If you're not already a member of Whatnot, go join. Follow Gold Sal, S-A-L, Gold Sal. And then we will do that. So yeah, there will be a hidden video tonight in about 30 minutes. And then we will, at the end of the show, we're giving out 2 bags of Paydirt. So, and also there's going to be a rule with the hidden video, same as last week, where you have to tell me if you followed or not. So, and yes, it is the bucket coffee. So yes, tonight I'm doing the caramel coffee. Now I will say, so I was telling Brad this. Brad sent me some coffee. Awesome, dude. And it's all flavored coffee. And I'm typically not a flavored coffee person. I drink black coffee with a little bit of almond milk in it just to cool it off, really. So I can drink it. I don't have to wait or blow on it. Ryan True, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. 60 mesh nightmare fuel. Yeah, I'm going to be painting out some double black diamond later. That's some nasty Paydirt. So, but he sent me some coffee, and I'm not typically a flavored person, but he sent me one, which was my actual favorite thing is coconut. I absolutely love coconut and chocolate, and he had a toasted coconut one, and I absolutely love the smell of it, but it's so weird drinking, having like a coconut taste in your mouth after you're drinking coffee. So I'm really liking and enjoying the smell of the coffee. The taste is taking a little while to get used to, so. Tonight I'm drinking the caramel one, which isn't as bad. The coconut one was a little bit more jarring because, you know, even though my nose is telling me there's coconut there, I'm just used to coffee. So, but all right, let's open up the beginner's bag. And someone, I wonder if Mike is still in chat. Is Mike in chat yet? If he finished driving. Because, Mike, if you're listening, somebody sent me a message yesterday, and I haven't replied to him yet because I actually didn't know the question. I figured I'd ask you. Did you change up your dirt for like your regular bags? Because they said I think they got a 100% ROI bag, or maybe it was a Christmas. It must have been a 100% ROI bag. That and another bag, and they said the material was really different. It had like pine needles in it. So they sent me pictures of the material, and it looked different, but I was just curious. No chicory coffee. They don't really sell that where I'm at. If I was still in the South, I'd probably be drinking chicory coffee. But here in Indiana, the only way I can get real chicory coffee, a decent chicory coffee, was if I was back in the South. So Sluice Boy, yeah, that's another one. There's only a couple of people I know on Whatnot. I mean, I pretty much only go there for Mike's show. You know, I don't have enough money to be looking at all these things because I'm a sucker and I'll end up buying stuff, or bidding on stuff. And then it just goes on a credit card. And we were sourcing different dirt, different river. All right. That's what I figured because I was like, it didn't look normal. And I was like, I don't know. But I will tell him. Carolyn's. The candy was awesome that they sent with it. All right, you viewed it or something. The 3 little caramels, man, I ate those things up in like 30 seconds. Hey, what's up, Rich? How's it going, A3 Sky Warrior? Culver is an awesome dude. I was talking to him today, so I'm texting him today. Alaskan Assassin Adventures, how's it going? If I miss anything in chat, I apologize. It's scrolling faster than I can. No worries, no worries. Nobody spells my name right. 10 Black Sands. Yeah, the only Paydirt seller I knew that had 10 in their Paydirt was an Australian seller. Probably one of the first Australian sellers that actually sold Paydirt that you could buy and get shipped to the United States. I can't remember their name. They've since gone out of business. They got bought out, actually. And then they stopped selling. But they were really good. And it made it really hard. Having 10 in it definitely does make it harder. So. Now, this isn't super easy, Paydirt. I will say that. We'll have to see at the end. I've actually never reviewed this Paydirt. I think I had it in my books to review it, and then it got pushed off for something else at some point. But I'll be curious. I mean, it's pretty decently easy, but I've seen some tinier pieces of gold in here, so I'm trying to just wait to the end to show off the gold, but I've seen some little pieces of gold in here that I wouldn't classify as this being easy. But we'll find out in the end. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing good, staying cool, having a good time, finding some gold, finding those nuggets in Ohio, things like that. Let's see. I should be trying to enjoy this Paydirt because I know what it's about to come in my pan, so. Where are you going to go play at? A3, Rich? Ryan, true. No worries. No worries. I'll be here. I saw somewhere, I don't know where, like, but a couple days ago, last week, that they just had a big panning competition, a gold panning competition. I meant to bookmark it and save it. I think it was on Facebook. I saw a post about some gold panning contest, and I meant to pin it so I could look it up more, but then totally forgot about it, so. Going over to Brian's. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. Good dude. Good dude. Oh, and happy birthday, brother. Hopefully you find some extra gold for your delayed birthday. All right. So that was easy peasy. What was that, like 10 minutes probably? PA, what's up, brother? Air conditioner's cranking out the cool. Yeah. Mine's shut off right now. So here, I'm going to tell you my drama while I'm painting up the last of this with my air conditioner people. So when I bought this house 5 years ago, something like that. It had a home warranty. And the inside furnace and A coil went out right when I bought the house. And they replaced that. I had those replaced. And then right after a year, and I tried to get them to replace the outside unit, but there was nothing wrong with the outside unit. So a year after, so right after the home warranty ended, the outside unit blew up, burned up, stopped working. So I called the people, had them come out. They installed it. $2,200. That's what it cost me to install a brand new outdoor AC unit, the compressor and all that. So it's been blowing my fuses. You know, if it runs, it'll run, but then when it shuts off and then it goes to kick back on a second time, if it goes to kick on a second time within a few minutes, it'll blow the fuse. So I have them come out, you know, everyone knows. They look at it, they have to replace the fan. They tell me the fan is broken. It's, you know, the bearings in the fan are bad. They're hoping that's the main issue. So they replace the fan, still is doing it. So then they put I forget what it's called, like a hot box or something like that on it to help jump the compressor because the compressor's seizing up. They replace that. They tell me they have to, it doesn't really work either. It's still blowing the fuses. And they tell me they have to replace the compressor. So I'm like, okay. But it's going to take them, they have to get a quote. They have to go to York, the person that the AC is made from, to find out that they'll replace the compressor. You know, make sure it's under warranty and all that. So they tell me it is. They send me, I get the quote yesterday. It's the compressor's under warranty. They'll replace it and all that. Labor and everything else that's, you know, covered and stuff like that. They want $1,800. $1,800 to fix a $2,200 unit that's 4 years old. People are crazy. I was like, I will just let it burn up and blow up before I spend $1,800 putting one part in a unit. They're just out of their mind. And plus, they're still going to send me a bill for $400 for the fan, to replace the fan. So they want me to pay $2,200 to fix, just to fix an old unit. So people will be crazy. So there you go. There's the gold, the easy bag, training wheels, beginner bag, 0.5 gram of gold. So not too bad. That was pretty easy. I will say the gold is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I thought the gold, well, there's only a kind of a mix of two sizes here. So you probably got what? Maybe 20 mesh and then 30 mesh. I thought most of it would be, you know, closer to the 20 mesh zone. Because this is smaller than probably what Lynch Mining used to put in their Paydirt. So, but it's not bad. It's still easy. I don't think you would miss any of the gold. There was no fly poop or anything. So, I mean, there is one little tiny piece. That piece right there, if I highlight it and get it to move where I want it to. Like that one little piece is pretty small. Like I could see somebody losing that. So, but pretty easy bag. Not gonna complain. So we'll just put this in this black pan for now. We'll come back to it later. So easy peasy, yeah. Oh, then see, P8 is popping in and just dropping hidden links. No worries, no worries. Yeah. All right. What's up, GS? How's the dog doing? I saw you dropped one of your videos on him and I just totally missed it. I really hope he's helping you, brother. It's all right. Let's go. Now we're going to do this black diamond. Now let's see, do double black diamond. I could do the double black diamond in 9 minutes. Just give me 1 second. I could do it faster than 9 minutes. I can do it in probably 2 minutes. Let's see. Here, we'll do that. See, there's the Paydirt. Bam! There's the gold. Look at that. Woo! That was quick, wasn't it? Woo! Got you, KC. Look at that, man. You didn't believe I could do it that fast. That was fast. Fastest panner in the world. You didn't even see me pan all that stuff out. Still got a little bit of black sands in there, but that's some clean stuff, man. For a 30-second panning job. Yeah. Yeah, it just drives me crazy. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. So I have two options. I can either buy another home warranty because the AC is running. It's just, gonna blow up sooner or later. Because I forget what they added to it. They added something to force the compressor to work, and that's not gonna last. I mean, it might last through the summer, but it's not a permanent solution. It will eventually blow up, and then I will have to replace it. So I can either get a home warranty, but that's $750 for the year, and then hope that it blows up. And if it blows up, they'll pay, I think, $1,750 towards the compressor. So I'll save $1,000 if it blows up within a year. If I don't get the home warranty, if it doesn't blow up within a year and I get the home warranty, then it's going to cost me $750 more. So I'm probably just going to let the thing run, see how long it'll run, wait till it blows up, and then find a brand new company that's not going to charge me, $1,300 in labor to replace a compressor. And I wasn't even sure when I saw the quote. I don't know if anyone knows what a FU quote is. It's one of those quotes where if you're a plumber or electrician or something, where you don't want to do the job, so you put in a huge, bid, and you tell them this is my quote just so they won't have you come in because it's so high. So I don't know if that's what that was, because I know this company, they've kind of predominantly moved on to doing big refrigeration units. They're doing a lot of businesses now. So I don't know if they're just trying to get out of doing home jobs, and plus, this is under warranty, so they're not going to make as much money. They can't charge more for the compressor and all that. So I just wasn't sure if this is like an FU, like, hey, we don't want to do the job, so we're going to tell you a huge amount. So take some wrenches, a can of Freon. So PA, what they did do that. So what they did was they did the amp meter and it was pulling over 50 amps. So they knew it was bad, but they were but the fan was also burning up. So they knew the fan was going to have to be replaced. And then they gave me the option of putting whatever it's called. I don't remember, the hot box or whatever it's called. Like a jump kit. So they essentially said they would put the jump kit on there to avoid the compressor. So I don't technically have to get the compressor. It's just, this thing's not going to last. It's still going to keep blowing fuses every once in a while. No. And they probably don't know what they're doing. Like I said, AC techs, 90% of them that I've ever been, like I even asked him, he's only been doing it for 2 years. Somebody else, the last person that was out here only been 2 years, because they all move on. That's the thing is, you can make a lot more money probably hustling on the side or working for a much bigger company. So you get all these small companies, they're just constantly training. I mean, my son does HVAC in New Orleans. And he didn't go to school or anything, and he's on his second different place, and he's been doing it for 4 years. So like I said, I'll just leave it alone, but I need to start saving up for it because it's gonna go. It's all just a big pain in the butt. So I think he did do that as well, PA. I don't know everything he did. I wasn't paying attention to him. I don't care. I mean, I don't know anything about HVACs. I can do plumbing, stuff like that. I can do basic electrical, but HVAC stuff, I'm done. So, I will say they haven't sent me a bill yet for the work they did. Usually, they're pretty good about, before they leave, they're going to make you pay for something. So, but they didn't. So we got some gold right there. This so far has been pretty easy. I'm not gonna complain yet about this Paydirt. So we're gonna see how it's doing. Yeah, that new gas. That's the one thing that aggravates me the most about HVAC stuff. So one of the charges on there, I think, was like $150. Was for them to pull the refrigerant out, replace the part, then put the refrigerant back in. It's like, come on. That's like, you going to get your tire fixed and somebody tells you, oh, we got to charge you $10 to take the air out of your tire, then put $10 to charge it, put the air back in it. you know? uh, so, but like I said, I'm just going to leave it. And then when it blows up, I'll just call every company, get them all to come give me a quote to replace it. The main thing that really bugs me about it is that the fan and the compressor both went out. The unit was built, because I looked at the serial number. The unit was actually built in 2021. I had it installed in 2021, in July of 2001. So this month, I had it installed in the end of July 2001. It didn't even last 4 years. And not just one part. Like if just one part would have went bad, I'd have said, hey, you got one whammy part. But the fact that the fan was red hot. I mean, you couldn't even touch the fan after it ran, and the compressor was red hot after, burning up as well. It's just like, come on. Yeah. Jose, yeah. That's the old fix for TVs, man. That's how you used to fix old TVs. Drain the customer's back. Yeah, so. So, I mean, I will say one thing. They got it so it doesn't blow the fuses often now with the jump start kit. So, I mean, I can go the whole night, because before, if it went off twice in the night, it would pop the fuse and I'd have to wake up in the middle of the night and reset it. So now it can at least, except for like the hottest part of the day, it'll pop the fuse. The rest of the time it'll work. So, and during the hottest part of the day, I just shut it off at a certain time. When I get the house down to like 70, then I turn it off until the house gets to like 78, then I turn it back on. It doesn't pop the fuse. I just have to watch it more. So it works. It's just one of those things where it's going to blow up. I'm just hoping it doesn't blow up. And then, as soon as summer's over and everyone's running discounts to try and get you to do work, that's when I'll get it replaced. So put in a Mr. Cool system in your place. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't already have everything in here, I mean, because you've seen my house, HD. My house is small. I mean, this house, all I would need is window units, and it'd probably cost the same amount of electricity, because my house is tiny. I think my house is like 800 square feet, so, Hey, pint-sized panners, how's it going? I don't know about that, PA, but yeah, but if it does blow like in the middle of the summer, I'll probably just put some window units in till the end of the summer, because that's when they're going to charge you the most, is during the summer. As soon as it hits spring or fall, that's when you got to replace stuff, so you can tell them, oh yeah, y'all not busy? Well, hold on, I got a job for you. So. But so, needless to say, probably this week or next week, I'll be selling some Paydirt. I've been working on it. Is the Mighty Minis are going to come back? Over 100% ROI bag of Paydirt with or at least be at least a 100% ROI Paydirt with bonus bags. So I got some pickers and some nuggets to throw in some of these bags. So, but I got to make the Paydirt up first. So it'll probably be like next Tuesday, you know, when I tell everyone about it. So. Everyone asking GS how his pup is. Finding good gold. There's some, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, y'all probably can't see it, but there's a nice pile of flour gold, like real fine gold at the top. I'm trying to get most of it come back in the pan, but most of it's staying in there each time. So. Open windows at night, close in morning. Yeah, well, like I said, the AC works at night, so that's my main problem. Is if the AC didn't work at night, I'd be throwing bits and getting companies out here. But you know, because sleeping in the heat is the worst. During the day, you can kind of put a fan on you and just say, "I'm not going to move. I'm going to drink me a nice cold iced tea or something," you know, and you can manage. So, but at night, man, it's hard. Hmm. 14,000 BTU to 8,000, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's what sucks. That's what I was telling, I think, Ed about and somebody else last week, and I was telling my mom, one of my friends, is, you know, my original units that were in here were from 1963. So they lasted 50 years. And then the new units, 4 years, you know. It's just like, build some quality stuff, you know. I would pay double. Like if they guaranteed nothing would break and they'd pay everything, you know, because I'm sure the new unit's going to cost me $3,000, something like 3,500 now, you know, because COVID hit. So now COVID's price, everything's higher, you know. But I mean, if it was 3,000, let's say if the new unit was 3,000 and they gave you some bunk 5-year warranty, parts only, and you know it's still going to cost you 2,500 to fix one little part. I'd rather pay pay $5,000. I'd rather pay $5,000 and have somebody tell me it's a great unit. This is 10 years. We pay everything, you know. Like in the old days, if you bought an old refrigerator, something broke on it, they would come out and fix it all for free. You know, they just tell you, oh, it's going to be a week till I get the part in and this and that. And, you know, Maytag man would be out there, you know, 7 days a week fixing your stuff. No cost, you know, just because they wanted you to keep, you know, that appliance. And next time you bought one, you moved, you wanted, you know, we're going to get another Maytag because that man, he's going to fix my stuff. You know, but these days it's all just trash. Yeah, the swamp coolers are good. They use those a lot in the South. Can't use those here too much. You know. Nice gold. Getting some good piles of gold into this. I'll be curious at the end. I will say I haven't really seen any tungsten yet, but I haven't gotten to the fine stuff yet, so we'll have to see. Might be really fine stuff. Fire going here. Ah. No. Now, before we get too far, I need to couple things. Here, let me see. What is it? I think. Let me open up chat for a second. Yeah, make sure you go check out Ozark Buck. I believe his raffle is ending tonight or tomorrow. Maybe they're drawing the prizes. I think I remember the 16th. I just don't know if that's the final day or they're drawing. Ozark Buck for the Operations for Pause. Make sure you go check that out. And then also make sure the pinned comment, if you're late here, if you didn't already hear the spiel, if you heard the spiel, now's the time to take a break. Go get a new coffee or beer or smoke break or whatever it is. Well, first, the Ozark Buck, I did donate 2 half-gram bags. So those are some of the prizes you can win over there. So make sure you go check it out. There are a lot of Paydirts you could win. But tonight, we're going to be giving away 2 bags of Paydirt, either a beginner bag or a black diamond. Whoever wins gets their pick of either the beginner bag or the black diamond. We'll be giving those away today. And then, if you go to the whatnot above, or the pinned comment above, you go there, you click that, you join Whatnot, follow either me, Miller Prospecting, or Mike over at Whatnot at Goldsal, Goldsal. Go join him. Then you can win the bag of the gutter gold with a 1/2 gram of gold. So 2 bags being given away, 1/2 gram of gold in each. If one of my mods want to drop the pinned comment, I would appreciate, not the pinned comment, the hidden link, I'd appreciate it. So if you join through Whatnot, let me know in chat what your bonus is. If you get one, I'm trying to keep track of how often they're doing the $200. So far, I've gotten 4 $10, 3 20s, and 1 $200. That's so far what I know of. Somebody might have gotten different ones also, but those are the ones I've been told about, so I know. So if you join the Whatnot, if you already joined, that's fine. But when you go to the pinned comment, make sure you put follow in your comment. Follow, so I know you followed me or you followed Mike. You know. Thank you very much, Brad. Appreciate that. I appreciate everyone. Even if you've already joined Whatnot, if you joined years ago, like I did, I joined a year ago, make sure you go follow Mike on Goldsal. So the next time he's doing a show, you can pop in and say hi. He's going to be doing a show tomorrow, 6 o'clock, same time as my show. You can pop in and say hi to him. You know, because he's donated a lot of bags of Paydirt. He donated 8 bags of Paydirt for this month to do giveaways, doing 2 every single Tuesday. Total of 4 grams being given away. I think the very least people could do is join Whatnot, say hi to him, follow him over there. Joey, how's it going, Joey Brown? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. You got a $10 one? That's not too bad. I mean, it's better than, like I said, you have to pay for shipping still, which kind of sucks, but they get some good stuff. Like I said, I got 2 Spanish coins, 2 silver. They're, I think, 50% silver. 50% silver coins the other day. Not on Mike's channel. I was waiting for Mike, and I got suckered in looking at the other shows. Because I typically, if Mike's not online, I scroll through until I find the people that have the fewest number of viewers, so I know I'm not going to be fighting against anyone to bid on stuff. And there was 2 Spanish coins for my kids' treasure boxes. 50% silver. I've got each one of them for $7 plus shipping. So something like that, you know, where you get a little silver coin or something for $10. You pay shipping, you know. You just made out like a bandit. Or you just wait. So, but I will say, I saw yesterday as a funny thing, because Whatnot has predominantly been pushing that they sell things like, you know, collectibles, you know, gold, silver, baseball cards, football cards, things like that. That's what they've been pushing. Every commercial I've seen of them, that's what they've been pushing. Well, yesterday, I guess they're just trying to get everybody now. Yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, I went on Whatnot. Mike wasn't on. I was just going on to see when his next show was. And there was somebody on there, and they were selling like Amazon stuff. Like they had deodorant and stuff up there. And it was so funny because it was their first show they'd ever done. I think it was yesterday. And they had like 6 packs of like all natural deodorant. And I was Googling everything that they were selling, and they were all pretty expensive stuff. And it was all selling for $1. Nobody was paying anything. Like as soon as one person would bid $1, nobody else would bid. So it was essentially whoever got the first bid in was winning everything. It was so funny to watch because these people, they were talking the whole time like, why isn't anybody bidding? Are we doing something wrong? Why aren't people bidding more? $10. Come on, I want to hear more 200s. I want to see what the ratio is. I want to see if it's like 1 in 10 or 1 in 20. So right now it's like 1 in 12 or something. Yeah, but it was the funniest thing watching. It was just none of the stuff I would use. Like it was like tanning spray and deodorant. I mean, and it was funny because I had just stockpiled on deodorant for me and my son. So, but it was so funny just watching them because they were like, "Oh, what are we doing wrong? Why are people not bidding?" I'm like, "They're not bidding because This is stuff that they didn't come here for. Mike's whatnot name is Gold Sal, Goldsal. Just what you would think. Isn't that what you would think when you think of Mike from Gold Nugget Sales? Hey, Mike, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. The auction's gonna be a grind on some channels. Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing was like, I can understand like you have to anytime you do anything, eBay, I mean, pretty much anything in life, you really should like study it. Like I joke with my son all the time. I go to the post office a lot, mailing out packages and stuff like that. I buy and sell for eBay. I mean, I used to. I stopped doing it this year because I got sick of doing it. It wasn't worth the hassle. But I go to the post office a lot, and it amazes me how many times you'll go to the post office and somebody will be standing there and not know how to ship out a package, and they'll be my age, and they will not know how to ship out a package, and they will literally take 30 minutes of the person at the counter's time to figure out and show them how to mail a package out. It's like, if you don't know how to mail a package, Google it, look it up, do anything. You know, it's the same thing. If I would not join eBay, you know, like my son the other day, he wanted to sell something on eBay. He wanted to sell one of his old airsoft guns. And he was like, oh, I'm just going to make an eBay account and put them up. And I told him, well, do this, and he said, oh, that's too much hassle. You do it. You know, if you want to do it, you have to look it up. So you don't want to just put something up because you will get, you know, taken advantage of quick. You know, you got to look up the rules, how to do this. But it was just, I just felt bad for them because like, man, they probably just went through, you know, thinking they were going to make, you know, a couple $100 for the day, and they probably just lost on every single one because it was nothing went for more than, I think one thing went for $2, but everything was like $1, and I was like, oh, they ain't making money on that, that's for sure. Yeah, it was. That's why I said nobody was gonna buy. I was just like, it's such weird stuff. Because I just kept watching because I thought for sure I was like, well, okay, they're gonna start popping out some like iPhone like cords or, you know, some electronic stuff or something, you know, just something that might, but it was just all weird stuff, and I was like, what the. You know, it was kind of like Amazon warehouse. Like, you know how people buy those like Amazon box recalls or something like that, or, you know, it was something like that. And I was just like, this is the weirdest stuff. You know, SRIP 10, Chasing Cheddar 10. So, okay, so we're up to like 1 in 15 now for the 200. And what's funny is Vendetta was the first person to join, I think, through my link. So the first person got 200. I know. That's crazy. What's up? I am Zaxton. But I saw a couple of channels. So it was yesterday. I was just scrolling through the channels to see the ones with the lowest thing. And there was them, and there was somebody else selling something else. I don't remember what it was, but it was just totally off what I've seen on Whatnot before. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, they're gonna have a rough time, you know. Because like if you say, like I said, if you see the commercials for Whatnot, it's all about like collectibles. So everyone that's there is there to buy collectibles, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna think like, oh, let me go there and see what random stuff is being sold. I get it. I only get it if somebody buys something. I only get credit if somebody buys something, and then only if they actually receive the package. What's up, Shane? That is one good thing about Zaxton. Zaxton, if you send him gold, he will tell you if it's fake or not. If it's fake, he will dispose of it. Dude, I mean, you could send him ounces and ounces of stuff. You go out to the creek and find ounces of what you think's gold, send it to Zaxton. Almost everything, buddy, I've heard that sent him gold said it was all fake. And he disposed of it for him, you know? Dude, straight up like that. Mm. Well, I understand why they do that, HG. They want to make sure people actually get the credits and use them, you know? I mean, it don't bug me either way. Only, like I said, the only person I'm going on Whatnot for is Mike. You know, I went on one of the Mike's regulars, Smitty's Minerals. I went and saw his show yesterday. I popped in on his show. And I did spend, I think, like $20 or whatever it was on his show to get a piece of copper for a future giveaway. Lots of flower gold. So we're getting lots of gold. I will say this is going a lot easier than I thought it would be. I'm sure I will read that at some point, Stephen. I'll get to it. Now, we all know tonight after my show, I do not go anywhere near my computer again. So I will get to it tomorrow. I might tonight if I can remember. But I will try to reply to it as soon as I can. I suck at customer service, so. Oh, Zaxxon. I will say, watching back to the whatnot, I do enjoy watching. Who was it I was watching? I was watching somebody the other day. It was one of the silver people right before Mike on Gold South. And I will tell you, I know absolutely nothing about coins. And it was a coin seller. It wasn't a silver seller, it was a coin seller. And this dude, he was putting up like nickels and pennies that you would think were the lost holy grail or something. Like this dude was talking about them. And they were only selling for like $3 or $4. So you knew they weren't like super rare or anything, but it was just this dude was good. And he was obviously still making money because, you know, he was still doing it, but it was just funny the way he was talking about it, you know. Yeah, well, Jeff, they used to. So last month they were only giving 15. Everyone who joined last month was getting $15, and then this month or maybe not this month, but like the 15th of last month. So in like the last 30 days, they changed it. So now it's $10 to $200 random. Last year was only $10 because I joined Whatnot last year, probably a little bit over last year, maybe over a year, and it was only $10. Like if you joined, all you got was $10 if you joined through somebody's link, and then it went to 15, and now it's $10 to $200. So, and everyone will probably be cursing me next year when they're just giving everyone $100. Do you think they're Yeah, they're going to discontinue the penny. 100%, they're going to discontinue it. It makes no sense to keep it. You know, there's so many in circulation that it wouldn't even take effect for years. You know, people will still be using them for years. And places will just change their pricing, you know. And what they'll do is they'll just start doing the roundup. So it'll either be, you know, instead of being, you know, $2.96, it'll be $2.95. Instead of $2.98, it'll be, you know, $3. You know. And then they'll just anytime anyone pays with pennies. So if somebody's like, oh, it's $2.95, and somebody hands them 5 pennies, those 5 pennies will go to the bank, and the bank will send them in to be destroyed. But it'll take a long time to get out, you know. And how's it going, TM? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it as always. Yeah, this thing's driving me crazy though. Floaters. I will say this water stayed pretty clean. It was funny. Who was I? I was joking with somebody today. It was Gold Baron about this Paydirt today, where I said I might get so frustrated with this stuff, I'm just going to dump it all into the Tuesday tailings, let somebody else deal with it. But so far, it's been pretty moderate. I mean, I do see there's a lot of fine gold, so I don't want to say it's an easy bag of Paydirt, but it definitely is moving a lot better than I thought it would. So, all right, so now if I don't spill it all, maybe I will dump it all on the Tuesday tailings, but by accident. Definitely a lot of fine gold in this. So here, let me put the other stuff back in the blue pan. There we go. Stephen Blanc. I think they track you through your phone. So I would be, because I know there's a lot of apps do that now where they, since it's a Whatnot is an app, so you can't keep rejoining stuff. I'd be curious though to see if you use a different email, like if you totally delete it off your phone. I think the only way it would work would be if you totally reboot your phone. You know, like do a total reset of your phone. I think that's the only way it would work. All right, so here we go. This is the last of it. And this is what we panned out previously. This is from the Easy Bag. Those are going to be on your website, Culver? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I need to get my kids to join, so that they could spend the money on what I tell them to spend the money on. I can bribe them. You know, one of them gets $200. I can tell them I'll give you $50 if you buy me this. This thing. Send me a text, Culver, and tell me when you're gonna put them on your website so I can make sure I put them on my my daily ROI sheet for Patreon. So if anyone doesn't know, I know some Patreon members don't go to my Patreon that often. They only go there to bid and stuff, buy or just never go. I do a daily ROI chart Monday through Friday. I tell you all the top sellers that I could find, what their ROIs are, that have good bags of Paydirt with minimum ROIs, minimum amounts of gold. You know, try and find some good deals. And there's one seller that's been on there that's been absolutely killing it with some ROIs. You know, the number on my tablet. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to find out because I got a whole bunch of tablets, and I have probably about 100 different email addresses for all my dummy email accounts I use so I don't have to make my secret shoppers email people. So I might have gotten, this might have been one of those tungsten free bags. Everything's moving really easy. Not even that much black sands. And just out of curiosity, I am going to put it back in. But yeah. No. Not too bad. Put that back in there. Don't need to cheat yet. I still got an hour. No, but I'll just put it on there as I can put it on. It's my Patreon. I can tell them what I want to tell them. Yeah. I mean, so far everything is moving much easier. It's been a while since I've done one of these bags, but I remember the last time I did it, just going absolutely crazy and having to use my super spectacles to clean it up. So I was kind of worried this one would make it super hard. because I can't really use my super spectacles on a live show. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Mike, in case you are still here, I did send you an email, Mike. Make sure. Yeah. Hey Dorothy, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate you and everyone being here. I really do. It keeps me from just talking to myself all the time, even though I am pretty much talking to myself most of the time. Maybe one of these days I will set up whatever the other streaming software is. Um, so I can have people join in on the live show. And maybe I'll set up a show one day where everyone can just chit chat and talk during the show and ask me questions while I'm panning. It'd have to be on a show that I know is going to be really long, like where I did like my all day show last September. If I do a show like, that I know is going to be like 4 or 5 hours. No worries, no worries. Oh, there's traveling stuff, man. So speaking of daily ROI, so when I do my daily ROI thing, just because I just thought of that too when I was panning this out, even though we stopped talking about it a few minutes ago. When I do my daily ROI sheet, even though what I print up on Patreon is a long list, it's actually 3 times longer because I put all kinds of sellers on there just so if their prices change. Because, for example, I think a 1 gram Paydirt seller should have a 80% minimum. And I might find a 1 gram Paydirt seller, but they might only have a 78%. So they're still on the list at the bottom. That way, if the gold price ever jumps up, I can put them on the list. I can just move them around without having to add them, to it. They're on there. And so one of the sellers on there is Clash with his 1 gram bag, and it's 60. I think today his was like 68% for his 1 gram bag. His ROIs. But so today I was just doing some more searching, trying to find some more 1/4 gram bags of Paydirt, some more 1/2 gram bags of Paydirt, just more Paydirt. And when I was Googling stuff and looking up stuff and doing my little trade secrets for finding new Paydirts, I started seeing a lot of Australian sellers. And I said, well, let me start checking these out, because I was like, maybe there'll be some decent Paydirt sellers where they might not have the best ROI, but you never know. You might get a Aussie bag with an 80% ROI. I was like, let me look and start seeing. And what the funniest thing is, I could get the old moldy shipped to me from Australia, 1 gram bag of Paydirt for cheaper than Clash's bag of Paydirt. That's absolutely just crazy to me. And so a lot of people that are always like, oh, Clash is, a big YouTuber and, that's why he's charging more. And, then you got the old moldy on there and he's, just as big as, Clash. And his Paydirt shipping from Australia with Australian gold in it. I think the total came to like 150, I think it was, USD. And Clash's was 155. So you could save $5 by buying and get some Australian Paydirt in. My grab dirt. Mm. Oh. Well, see, that's why this is on. So, see, I was fearing nothing. Yeah, one of the things I was looking up, I started looking up because I get easily sidetracked. And once I started seeing Australian sellers, I started adding some because I want to do another Australian month. But I can't lose as much money as I usually do in Australian month. So I was trying to find some Australian sellers that actually have some decent ROIs. And I found 2 or 3 of them. And it's just funny that their ROIs are better than Clash's. I was like, how, It's just crazy. So it's not to say anything bad. Clash can sell his Paydirt any which way he wants. I mean, Golden Paydirt, they have a lot worse Paydirts out there. They do. Just go visit eBay. Um, but I just thought it was funny. I was like, man, could you imagine being able to get Paydirt shipped from another country for cheaper than you could buy stuff here? And he's not the only seller. There was another seller I found that had 1 gram bags of Paydirt that was like $195 for a 1 gram. There's somebody else that has a 1 gram bag for $200. So I mean, he's not the only one. He's just one I know everyone would know. So it's just crazy. And the only reason these places are still in business is because people buy it. You know, just craziness. So no more tungsten in this. So that made this a lot easier. I have one of the last 2 bags of the Australian gold from the golf hog. Yeah, I wish I'd have got. Well, no, because I think that one will come back. I think he'll come back with the big red. I think the big red will come back eventually. Eventually, Mike will have to go to Australia for something, and then he'll just ship back a couple bags of Paydirt. Cajun Bullion, what's up, brother? I got your package in. Got them in today, or maybe it was maybe today or yesterday. I don't know, but I do yesterday. I think they came in yesterday. Yeah, so they're sitting over here right next to me. So I'm getting ready to take them out of their tissues and put them in their little cases so I can put them up in my kids' boxes. Thank you very much for that again, brother. Imagination to Form, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Crash, thank you for joining the show. Everyone, thank you all very much for joining the show. I appreciate it. Suitcases full of Mars red dirt. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely free. You got to hit that thumbs up button while it's free, because eventually I'm sure YouTube will start charging. They'll make you watch a commercial to hit the thumbs up button. Mm. He did. He did. Oh, I'm sure he'll keep the same label. It's still going to be the big red. All right. Almost done with this. Well, this went much quicker than I thought. There's still some gold, though. Yeah. Tiny, tiny stuff wants to come down no matter what. Don't give them ideas. I'm sure monetization, that's all that's on their mind 24/7. Like, it was so funny. So they've been pushing this thing on YouTube. It's so funny. I don't know who's gotten it. And they keep pushing it to me. And I refuse to fill it out. But they got this little thing now. So if you're monetized on YouTube, they'll tell you, oh, click here and fill out this survey. Not a survey. It's kind of like where you're sending information to their ad companies so they can see what kind of ads would be best for your channel. I'm like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to, like pinhole myself and say, oh, I'd only be good for TV ad. I'd only be good for, electronics or, social media or, hard goods or books or whatever it is. Why would I do that? Why do I want to pigeon my whole self? So then YouTube would tell me, well, you didn't get paid as much because we're only now putting, book commercials on your channel. No, put all the channels you can put on here. I don't care if it has anything to do with it. You know, I don't care if somebody that's watching my channel all of a sudden gets, sent over to bear spray or, car parts or something like that. And I still get paid my 100th of a penny. Both got smiles and blue pants. Got to go with the blue pants. It's funny. I actually pulled out my last. Let me see if I can find it. I was going through my tote with all my gold pans, trying to see what supply I have of these SE pans, and I found I had one last green pan that I've never used. So, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to definitely save this one. Because this is what I used to always use with the green ones, and it was weird. The green ones, once you wore them out enough, they'd actually start turning white. So, which is why I switched to the blue pans, and I love the blue pans even more. But that's the original reason why I switched from green to blue, was because the SE pans, once they wore out, the whatever it is, the coloring on it is only on the outside. It's not, doesn't go all the way through it. Whereas if you scratch these blue pans, it's still blue on the inside. No. But yeah, I like blue better than green. Black is eh. Some ads pay more. Yeah, none of them. They all pay less the next year. No, Jason usually only pops in, says hi, then goes and relaxes with Rigby and the wife, and does his own thing. I haven't even still watched his new video with the I'm sure all the cobbles from Alaska. It's on my bookmark list. It's really going to depend on your eyes. So everyone's eyes, see a little bit different. So how colors react to each other on a color wheel is slightly different for everyone. That's why some people are really good. Like they tell you, not specifically just for gold panning, but anytime you want to do anything with like photography or anything else like that, where you need to see colors next to each other, is just get a whole bunch of samples and do it. And that's what I did. Was once I found that out, I went and got pink pans, blue pans, light blue pans, red pans, any color pan I could find. And blue just, I liked it better. But at the time, the only blue pan I had was this one. Just like the stage 4. But the only SE pans I had were green. So I stayed with the green for a while until my green pan started just wearing out. So I said, well, I'll just switch to blue all the time. And I like the blue so much better. No worries. I found the Martin purple pan. I haven't tried a purple pan. I do have one somewhere. I think it's a real specialty pan, I think, which is why I've never used it. Like I don't like light blue, like the what is it? The Falcon finishing pan is a light blue. It's a really light blue, and I don't like it. You know. Best dirty up that green pan. No, I'm not going to use that green pan. I'm not going to use this green pan. They don't make these pans anymore. So these pans are from SE, the company SE, the company that makes like these and all the magnets and everything. It's, some Chinese company. The company that makes all these products, they switched the design of their pans. So the old SE pans have no lip here, and it's from a really soft plastic. The new SE pans are hard plastic, and there's a lip here. So it's just not a good pan for finishing. It's a hard plastic. These are really soft plastic, so they get lots and lots of micro scratches on them, which catch the gold. So I won't be using that green one. Eventually, I'll auction it off when I close my channel all up, and I'm heading off to the hills, go live in my cave in the woods. It'll be the last of the SE pans. So there we go. There is. Man, that went quicker than I thought. Maybe I'm trying to think if I have something else I could pan out. I do. I do have something else to pan out. But here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of this in here. Hermit Miller, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be a cave full of gold, and I can just be one of those dudes that live in a gold mine, just comes out every once in a while, and like, let me go sell my gold. All right. But I did find we're gonna pan out. I cannot remember for the life of me who this is from. I got a little bag of Paydirt here. I know it doesn't have much gold in it, but I know it's supposed to be a hard bag of Paydirt too. So we're gonna do that for like the next 30 minutes. Just so you don't have to just look at my ugly mug for 30 minutes. But there you go. They're kind of separated. Double diamond, beginner, expert, beginner. Well, yeah, see, the beginner gold's trying to leave, so I'll leave that. Yeah, plenty of mines. Yeah, I don't know. Colorado had some mines that are some jacked up mines with a lot of bad chemicals. Old miners in Colorado did not clean up stuff. So, yeah. Here, let me look up to see who this Paydirt is from. I know I have it marked down somewhere. All right, so this is Paydirt I got from Heath Dottie. So Heath Dottie's Paydirt. We're gonna pan this out. Now I think, if I remember right, he had a 1/4 gram bag of Paydirt up for sale, but then he had a harder bag of Paydirt up that had like 0.4 or something like that, a little bit more than a 1/4 gram, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Yeah. I remember it had more gold than the typical bag, and it is still wet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Colorado old mines did not have I know the reclamation for them was pretty bad back in the day, and they have some nasty chemicals in some of them. But there's gold in them. I'd probably still be okay with that. You're welcome. I try to spare everybody from the ugly mug as much as I can. Aqua Donkey, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Imagination to form. Well, make sure you go check out Miller Prospecting then. My top 10. Last 100 reviews. Even if somebody's not in my top 10, they might be in the top 100. My last 100 reviews, just I haven't reviewed them enough or known them long enough to give them in my top 10. One piece of gold in the first pan. We're just going to keep everything in this pan tonight on this one. I am doing good. I am doing good. I can't complain. I mean, I could complain. My AC's broken, about to cost me a whole bunch of money. My daughter moved out, so I don't get to see her as much as I like. So I can't complain, but life is good. Life is good. Still alive. Still get to suffer a couple more times, so a couple more years, so uh, you know. Things can always be worse. Things can always be worse, so you gotta take the good stuff with the bad stuff, Just enjoy the good stuff. Heavy black sands. You need to get your AC fixed too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to just, they want to charge me an arm and a leg, so I'm just trying to hopefully hold out till summer's over, because they charge more during the summer. Luckily, the weather here hasn't been so bad. This week and last week is pretty good. I think like the highs have only been in the 80s this week because it's been raining every day for like an hour or two. So somehow my electric bill keeps going up like it's 200 degrees outside, but Yeah, like I said, I'm still kicking, so doctors aren't bugging me too much about stuff. Even though I don't do what they tell me, so Is his math? His math isn't wrong. Because who tells him this math? It was, yeah. It jumped that high because they had to do the bailout for AGI or whatever it was. Yeah, it was from a huge bailout. That's why. Because it got because that's how it works. But don't worry, we're gonna get a lot of bailouts in the next 10 years. We're gonna get a lot of bailouts. So. Grok did his math. Oh, I wouldn't touch Grok. Elon Musk has lost his mind. Well, that was a very specific day. So I think that's the day, because when I Googled the information, I think it was the AGI buyout was the one that they did that. But yeah, 2008 was just a bad year all around. Enron. So I'm not seeing any tiny gold. A lot of black sands, but let me see. Yeah. A lot of black sands. A lot of magnetite. Mm. I was telling somebody today, I don't like to talk politics too much on this channel, but one of the things I tell people, it used to be back in the day, it was never about Republican versus Democrat. Never. It was never about that. It was always politicians versus the people. That's what it always was. It was, people voted based on what a politician did for them. It wasn't, like, oh, well, this politician's going to do this for me. That was it. If a politician didn't look like he was going to make your life better, you did not vote for him. But then they realized, this wasn't like recent, they realized a while back that if they just started pitting me and you against each other, then we'd be fighting amongst ourselves so much that we wouldn't notice what the politician was doing. And then the politician, both sides, would simply rip us off. And that's exactly what they're doing. They did it last 4 years. They did it the 4 years before that. I mean, anyone could say anything about whatever party it is. I can show you for every single party that's been a president for as long back for, the last 30 years on how whatever party was in power just absolutely raped this country. Just, they made bank loads of money. When COVID hit, how many millionaires took out PPP loans and never had to pay it back? I couldn't take out a PPP loan. You probably couldn't take out a PPP loan. But some millionaire that was supposed to guarantee that they were going to keep employees took out loans, fired everyone, and then was still told, oh, well, you can still don't have to pay it back. It's just scandal after scandal, But, all you can do is do yourself, and, that's about it. Oh, yeah, Tommy Thompson. He's supposed to be released. Tommy Thompson's supposed to be released soon. I saw that they're getting ready to release him because because he's being held for contempt. So Tommy Thompson is being held in jail for contempt for refusing to tell where the coins are from the sunken boat, for the sunken treasure. And he's been held for contempt for what now, 15 years, 20 years or something ridiculous like that. The judge just, I think like last month, said that it was obvious that no matter what they did, keeping him in jail was not going to make him talk. So they were going to stop his sentence. So I think he's supposed to get out. I don't think it's going to be soon. They're not going to probably push him to get out any day now. But I heard the judge was not okay with keeping him in jail indefinitely now. So. Yeah, Brian? Yeah. So I looked it up. So you can look up PPP loans is one of my pet peeves. I really don't like the PPP loans. But you can look them up. There's websites. I have them all bookmarked. And what I did was where I live in Evansville and Newburgh, I looked up everyone who took a PPP loan when I was bored over like a month period. And I did this like last year or the year before last when they were forgiving everybody. And I went through every single company that took out a PPP loan in Evansville and Newburgh, and probably half of them I found were just totally bogus. I mean, they had a guy in Newburgh who took out a $10,000 PPP loan saying he owned the ice company. He doesn't own an ice company. He didn't own anything. There was no ice company underneath that name. There was no LLC underneath that name. There was a woman who owned a one of those companies that job placement company. She had a job placement company. She only annually did $100,000 in business a year, and she took out a $2.5 million PPP loan that was forgiven. $2.5 million. Looked her up on Facebook. She went from driving I think it was old Lexus, to a brand new Mercedes. Her and her husband both ended up with brand new Mercedes. They bought a huge house they moved to Indianapolis and bought a huge house. Yeah, they needed that $2.5 million. So. Absolutely crazy. He's an old mess. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just got to take the good with the bad, but, So far, only seeing these same, like 3 or 4 pieces of gold, but still got some more to pan out. We're just going to pump it all in there. So I know he said that this was a difficult bag of Paydirt, but I think it's just, I'm not sure it's the gold size that makes it difficult. I think it's just lots of black sand. So a lot of those ones, oh yeah. And it wasn't even like, the whole purpose of the PPP loans was to help out people from struggling, from businesses closing up during COVID when, people couldn't go out anymore. They were told to stay at home and all these other things. So I kind of understood like the purpose of the PPP loans. Like the meaning behind them seemed like a good thing. But by forgiving them, you essentially just allowed. And I think what happened was, and I 100% would guarantee this is what happened, is they put out all these PPP loans. And then they realized that most of them were fraudulent. But then the people, they couldn't go after a guy like me. Like if I took out a $5,000 loan and it was fraudulent, if they went after me, the first thing I would be screaming is, oh, look at the quarterback for New England. He took out a $2 million PPP loan. You know, he didn't need it. He's a millionaire. You know, whatever his name is, Brad or whatever. What's his name? Whatever that quarterback was from New England. Tom Brady. He didn't need that money. Tom Brady's company was very solvent. You know, his little like health system company was profitable, very, very profitable. It didn't have enough employees. His company didn't have enough employees to meet the PPP loan requirement. But they would have to go after him too. So instead they just said, well, we'll just forgive everybody, because if we forgive Dylan for his $5,000, then we can forgive, you know, Tom Brady for his $2 million, you know? So I think it started out with a good purpose, but then they realized all the rich people were ripping it all off, and you know, what are you gonna do? Yep, that's an increase. So, you know, yeah, PPP loans just drove me crazy because it was kind of like a, you know, it only really benefited, PPP loans really only benefited rich people, like really, really rich people. And it's been proven this whole trickle down theory does not work. You know, rich people get rich, poor people, middle class people don't get richer too. They just still get poorer. uh, hmm. Like it was funny. Like I remember after Katrina. So after Katrina, the government was giving out all that money for Katrina people. You know, like if you had Katrina loans, they went after those people. Like after Katrina, they had so many people. I think it is something the same thing. It had the same statistics as the PPP loans. Something like 50% of all the Katrina loans that came out after Katrina were fraudulent or overstated. You know, like if somebody lost, you know, like $30,000 worth of stuff on their house. They claimed it was 80, you know. They were claiming cars were destroyed even though they were still driving them and stuff like that. They were just trying to get a second car. And they persecuted people left and right. People were going to jail left and right for that. And I don't know why, but I guess it is. But then if you think about it, 90% of people, this is all in Louisiana, you know. Nobody in Louisiana is rich. You know, it's one of the poorer states. So, you know, it was all poor people. So they went after them. They were like, oh, it's all poor people. We can go after you for, you know, trying to steal 4,000, 5,000 bucks from us. But PPP was mostly to rich people, so they forgave it all. Yeah, nothing trickles down anymore. So it's just key phrases they like to keep to use and tell you, and you know. That's why you got to hoard gold. Hoard lots of gold and the Kuwait dinar. That's the two things everyone should hoard. I would say the Swiss franc over the Kuwait dinar, but the Swiss franc, unfortunately, they change their money up too often. So the Swiss like to change their money, and then if you don't turn in your money soon enough, it becomes worthless. So the Kuwait dinar and gold, those are the two things. But getting the Kuwait dinar is even harder than finding gold. So I was looking for some today. I was trying to find if anyone had any for sale, but couldn't find any. Because I bought some last year in, I think, what was it, like September or something. I bought some Swiss francs and I sold them this month. I only made like 40 bucks off of selling them, buying them and selling them. But I was trying to use that money to buy some dinar when I did it, but the company I was buying them through sold out. So I still want to know how the Nightbot's info math is wrong. I double checked it. I still probably have all the Buffalo nickels from the Culver Paydrts. I was looking at them the other day. I was like, man, what am I going to do with all these nickels? Yeah. No, it rose by $90. So the original, it was like $840 or whatever it was. What was it? 700 and, let me see. I'm going to do the math now. So 870.90. 870, oh, 0.9 minus 90.4 equals 780. So gold was at 780 plus 11.6% equals 871. Yeah, the math is right. That math is right. Gold used to be $780. Gold was $780. It went up $90 in one day, which is an 11% increase. So that's good math. I check my stuff. I love math. All day today I was doing math. I did my daily ROI sheet, then I had to do something else for a secret project coming up this month. I had to do my math. Well, there's a lot more gold in here than I thought. There was 3 pieces. Now all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of pieces. Hey, Albert, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So again, before we get through this, because we're almost done here, again, tonight we're going to be giving away 2 bags of Paydirt. Bag number 1 will be your choice of either the double black diamond or the beginner bag. These were donated by Mike from the Gold Vlog and Gold Nugget Sales and whatnot. And I'm also going to be giving away a bag of gutter gold. All these bags have a half a gram in them. But one of the reasons I'm giving away the gutter gold is to promote Mike's Whatnot channel. It's his brand new auction on Whatnot. So if you go to the pinned comment at the very top of the channel and join Whatnot, you can go follow Mike, follow me, one of the two. Mike's name is Gold Sal on there. My name is Miller Prospect, and go follow one of us. And then if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, when you post a comment in the hidden link, if you post a comment in the hidden link, that's how you can win one of these bags of Paydirt. If you put follow, because you followed me or Mike through the Whatnot app, you can win the gutter gold. So when I pull the names, when I pull the random names out tonight, if it doesn't say follow, you won't win the gutter gold bag. You'll win the other bag. So all you have to do is say follow me or Mike on Whatnot, and then you can win the gutter gold. So yeah, anyone can enter. Anyone can enter the giveaway. All you have to do is post a comment. So join Whatnot, follow Mike. You don't have to even do that. That's only if you want some of the gutter gold. If you just want one of the other bags of Paydirt, all you have to do is post in the hidden chat. So Whatnot didn't like you? Oh yeah. So that's okay. If you try, that's I mean, I don't have time to like be searching everyone out, or everyone. I trust everyone. If you say you went there and you followed me, then that's all I need. Just post follow in the hidden comment. I'd appreciate it if you did it, because Mike, like I said, Mike donated 8 bags of Paydirt for this month. 4 grams of gold I'm going to be giving away this month. Least we can do is support him on Whatnot as his newest endeavor for selling gold. The more gold he sells, the better I think everyone will be. The more giveaways he'll do. And I do know he is doing, by the way, he has been on, since the way I look at it is, if you follow him on Whatnot and you watch his auctions, it's kind of like watching his YouTube vlog, the gold vlog, because you get a lot of information. Like, I knew that the Christmas bag was coming out before it came out. I know that there's a 1 ounce giveaway, a 1 ounce nugget giveaway coming out soon, because it was on Whatnot. So he might not want me to tell you all this, but it was on the Whatnot, so it wasn't like a secret. But I learned all this stuff by watching him on Whatnot. So Scott Junkins, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. I did it last year, only got $10. Yeah. It seems to be like for every $10, for every two $10, there's one 20. And then I don't know how. So far, I've only heard one person getting over 20, and that was Vendetta, Mike's brother. Yeah. His Arizona brother got the other one. Yeah. You have much more patience to do. This is I like black sands. I was saying earlier you're late to this show, but we did a double black diamond. This one, I panned out one of these earlier, and they used to have tungsten. These current ones don't have any tungsten in them, and I was scared because I even told her I like black sands. I enjoy panning out black sands, but some things will drive me crazy. Tungsten will drive me crazy. Shale, like crushed shale, trying to drive me crazy. Um, Silver, if it's the crystalline silver, the little bitty shards of it. Not going to hear about the Mars rock? No, I didn't hear about that. I wonder if Vendetta's listening in tonight, because Vendetta is really big into space stuff and space rocks and stuff like that. So Mike, the other Mike is listening. See that? There's some Mars stuff being auctioned off. Micah, yeah, Micah's another one. It just, to me, it's just like black sand. You kind of know how it's gonna move. It's gonna move. Some things like flat stuff, like tungsten is hard because it's the same weight as gold, pretty much. So it's not gonna move. They're almost the exact same weight. Mica, it's nice and flat. It's shimmery. The paint, it tends to just sit there and not move. I tried one of the lynch mining ones and hated it. So I don't know if this means anything, but I do have a little bit of information about lynch mining. So in January, lynchmining.com was expiring. Or no, not January, February, March. Yeah, March or April, lynch mining was expiring. So I followed it and I went to go see what would happen. And typically when a domain name expires, they hold it for 30 days. So even if it says it was expiring March, I think it was March 25th or something like that, it really wouldn't be up for sale until April 25th because they want to give you 30 days to keep it so you don't just lose it. And it was a 10-year purchase. When Rhett originally purchased the domain Lynch Mining, he purchased it for 10 years. And it wasn't on an auto redo. He renewed it. Rhett renewed Lynch Mining. So I don't know if that's saying anything. He just didn't want somebody to take the name and reuse it. But I thought it was really odd that he would buy the domain and keep it. I mean, it's only $20 or something, but he bought it for another 2 years, I think. So 2 or 3 years. I mean, that's $20 a year, $40. So I just thought that was an odd bit of information about that they didn't just let the domain name expire. So a 54-pound rock, man, they should have broken that up into, I'm sure whoever buys it will probably cut it all up into little bitty slabs and sell it and make millions. And just like they do with all the meteorites, where they just break them up and then just slab them all up. So, but there we go. There's the gold from Heath Dottie. There is the gold. Here, we're going to put it all in the same pan, too. There we go. Some Heath Dottie gold. Mix it all in together. There we go. It can all be company. Here, I got 5 minutes. Let's get rid of some of this black sand. You only got 10 eggs. You just got to buy something for $10 now. Get yourself a little silver coin or something. $10. Is that what it was selling for? 4 million? Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you figure if it's 54 pounds, that's a lot of like little 1 ounce pieces of Mars rock they're gonna sell. Hmm. Well, usually if you have a domain, if you're a big place, you can usually get the courts to give it back to you. I mean, you still have to pay a lawyer and stuff then, but yeah, I had somebody. It's so funny. I had somebody reached out to me. Speaking of domain names, because I own the domain name Gold Paydirt Reviews, because that's my original name for this channel. So I still own the domain name Gold Paydirt Reviews, and it just goes straight to Miller Prospecting now website. But somebody reached out to me, some of these people that just buys and sells domain names, and they're like, "Oh, we recently purchased goldpaydirtreview.com," and they're like, "We'll sell it to you for $999." I was like, "What am I gonna do with that? I don't even use Gold Paydirt Reviews domain anymore." you know. So then I just ignored it. And like a month later, I get another email from, "Oh, well, we managed to work out a deal with our assistant, so we'll sell it to you for $699 now." And it was like a week ago or something, a couple days ago, I got another email from them like, "Our lowest down price is $299. Like, well, I'm going to pay you anything for it. Eventually, you'll get tired of holding it, and I can just buy it for $20. hmm. Thank you, TM. Thank you very much. Yeah, I haven't had any Campo in a while. That was the Paydirt I did when I did my Martian Paydirt. That was all the meteorites I got from them were the Campo ones. Mm. Domain name headhunters. Yeah, it's you know, but if the domain's not there, oh well, I'll just change my name. It's crazy that people do that. Like they'll buy a Miller Prospecting with an S at the end, and you're like, "Oh, do you want to buy that too?" It's like, no. Like I don't care. I send people to my domain if they mistype it or they sell it. Like you'd be amazed. Like you can type in. I think they said if you replace any one letter on Amazon, it still goes to Amazon. Like they replaced like the whatever it is, like the 8,000 different typos that it can be, because like if you, instead of A, you can actually hit the Q, the W, the S, or the Z. So if you type in Amazon with the instead of the first A, you type it in with a Q, it still goes to Amazon. That they bought up all those domains just in case somebody has a one letter mistype, they'll still get the traffic. And it was probably just because they knew somebody would buy up one of those domains and be like, okay, let's get the Zimazon, you know, and steal all that traffic from them. But see, now you can't even buy some domain names. I was looking for a domain name the other day. I forget what it was, but it was like Alaska Paydirt or something like that. I was looking up a domain name just out of curiosity. I was trying to see if it was available and if it was open. And now you can't. They'll just call it a premium domain name, and they'll charge you out the butt. Like I forget what the domain name was. It wasn't Alaska Paydirt, because I know who owns that. That's Constellation Mining Company that used to sell Paydirt. They used to sell Paydirt. They own that domain, but and they wanted like 23,000 for it. I'm like, so nobody owns the domain name. I could buy it through GoDaddy. I could buy it through domains.com. I could buy it through my hosting, A2 Hosting. I could buy it through hosting.com. So it's not an owned domain, but they're just classifying it because they know it's a popular name as a premium name where I'd have to pay $25,000 for it for the first year. It's like, what? So now even like sites like GoDaddy have just gotten into just ripping people off for domain names. Yeah, I know Toyota ended up going to court because, like, if you go to Toyota.com, it's not the actual Toyota company, the car company. It's some other company that was there around in business before Toyota. And they bought the domain first. And Toyota, the car company, sued them. And they're like, nope, they were here first. Yeah. It is pouring outside now. So there we go. 3 bags of Paydirt. I don't know. Remember how? So it's 2.5 grams. I don't remember what was supposed to be in the Heath Doughty. I think it was 0.4. So, and that has been sitting on my shelf for a while. So if Heath ever sees this, I apologize. This probably sat on my shelf for 2 years. Right. Lots of black sand tonight, but there we go. There's our little golden smile for the night. Lighthouse.com. Yeah, I guarantee that name is taken. No, I think what did I look up the other day? I looked up like last year or something. I looked up like Miller for president, and that one was taken. I was like, dang it, I wanted that domain. But give me a second, set up. All right, let me move everything around so y'all can look at my ugly mug. I know this is a favorite time for everybody. All right, let's see where are we at here. Let's shrink down, pan and cam. There we go. You can still see the gold, and we'll set up everything for the giveaway tonight. If one of the mods wants to drop the hidden link, why get all this? Yeah. All right, there we go. Pop out chat. I use my free whatnot money to get Pokemon cards. That's a good one. That's a good one. See, like I said, I did mine. I popped around originally when I did it, and I still do, is I look for like I said, I go scroll through the thing and I find the guys that have the least number of viewers that are just selling like coins or something. Because then I could grab a couple coins for my kids. I can be like, okay, here's 2 silver. Like I said, it was 2 Mexican. They were both from like 1852, and they were like 50% silver. So they're probably only worth like $7, and I paid like $7 for each of them plus shipping. But you know, if I'd have bought them on eBay, it'd probably cost me $12 each. You know. Yeah. And thank you very much, mods, for dropping the hidden link. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being mods, and thank you for being here. So, Pokemon cards are gold. Yeah, if you get a good one. My kids actually have, right when Pokemon's got really big again, I guess it was like 3 or 4 years ago when they took off a second time, I bought both of my kids their favorite Pokemon. My son's was the Snake or whatever. I don't remember what he's called. And my daughter's was like the Skylax or something, like a big puffy dude. You know, like a cute little animal dude. And I bought them both PSA 10s from a certain set, you know, were affordable set. Like they have ones that were PSA 10s that are like $5,000-$6,000, and they have ones that are PSA 10s that are like $100. Back then they were $100. So I bought them those, and they're probably, hopefully they're worth more. I haven't looked at them in a while, so because they're just my kids' treasure boxes. But I bought them those because, you know, it's stuff that, you know, in 10 years from now, when they decide to sell all that stuff, maybe that $100 PSA card will be worth, you know, $1,000. So, thank you very much, Dorothy. I appreciate that. And again, I'm just doing this. I know a lot of people aren't going to use whatnot or do it, but if you do, like I said, just hanging out with Mike is just absolutely awesome on these shows. You don't have to bid or buy anything. You know, he tells you a ton of gold facts. He'll bring up gold from, you know, Papua New Guinea and say, well, this is where this gold comes from, and this is why it's there, and it's why it's rare, you know, and stuff like that. He gives a lot more gold information, you know. One of the things he likes about his gold vlog, he has stated before, is he gets to share information about gold, his love for gold. But those videos come out once a month. On Whatnot, he's on it 2 times, 3 times a week, so he gets to share a lot more info and fun information, so... That's probably it. Snorlax and Ekans probably. I don't know if it was Ekans. I don't know. It was kind of like a dragon snake, but that might be it. I don't know. It's been a while, and I'm not very good with Pokemon, so. Mm. Oh, I did get a Mercury dime. Yep. I'll have to look for those. I might have to look for some Mercury dimes. So. Mm. So, all right, everyone, make sure, I'll even type it in here. Make sure you go to the hidden thing here. Hidden comment, make sure. And the first person, so we're going to pull bags. And when I pull for these bags, you only get to pick one. So you just post in chat if you want the expert bag or the beginner bag. And then next week, whatever one's left, that's what we'll give away. Next week, you won't get a choice. So for being here this week, you get your choice of either the beginner bag or the expert bag, and then we'll also pull one name for the gutter gold bag. Now, as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. It's 100% by me and by Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales. Just doing this to give back to everyone in the community for watching my show, being awesome people that y'all are. So, Mike. So, and if I pull your name from the live chat, you must post something in the live chat. If I pull your name from the hidden video, you must post something in the live chat just so I know you're still here and you didn't just leave a comment at the very beginning of the show and then run off. So if you don't post a comment, then you lose your spot, you lose your bag of Paydirt, and we'll give it away next week. So as we're going to do, I'm going to go set it up now, make sure everything's done, get the link and all of that. Where is here? We don't need that anymore. Need this. Don't need Nightmare up anymore. So there we go. All right, so that's all set up. But before we go pull the money, I will tell everyone, so I do have a video coming out Saturday. It's Gold Nugget sales related. I don't know what the video is, actually. I'm waiting. I had Secret Shopper buy some Paydirt, something new Mike put on his website, if anyone can guess. But unfortunately, in my infinite wisdom, I knew this bag was coming out, and I specifically found a Secret Shopper that lived really, really close to me that I could actually go drive and pick up this bag of Paydirt from. And for whatever reason, just a brain fart, I had a Secret Shopper as far away as from me as possible order it. So they ordered it, and I've got to wait for it to get to them. And I am going to have them overnight it to me, but I don't think it'll be here for this Saturday. So I have another video coming out this Saturday. I just don't know which one yet. So if the Paydirt can get to me by Saturday, I will shoot the whole video, edit the whole video, do everything to have it out Saturday because I want this video out sooner than later. But if not, then it'll be the following Saturday. I am doing a Gold Nugget sales month. Every video week this month, I will have a video out. So there will be some Gold Nugget sales related video coming out. It will be Paydirt related too. This Saturday. I just don't know what it is yet. So we'll have that out Saturday. Next Tuesday, we'll be doing a live show. We'll be panning out either White Horse Paydirt or this Paydirt, the Nugget Falls. I don't know which one. So we'll be panning out one, maybe both, because we also have another. We got two white horses. We'll be panning out something from Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales. That's what we'll be panning out. And then we'll be giving away more Paydirt. So next week we'll have more gutter gold. We'll have more Paydirt. So, you know, if you don't win tonight, there's always next week. So make sure you come back next week. But all right, let me go. We're going to get rid of the panning cam. Say bye-bye to the gold. And I need to move. Let me make sure the window is up. It is. And then we need to shrink down my ugly mug so we can do the giveaway. You know, not that one. Shrink down the ugly mug. So there we go. Ooh, the all famous best website in the whole wide world that everyone should bookmark. MillerProspecting.com. My recent post, Gold Nugget Sales, Gutter Gold. That was my last video. Top 10 recommended sellers. Just updated this today. I did take off a seller. I added a new seller on there, moved some stuff around. Yukon Alley is now number 11 instead of tied for number 10 just because she's out of stock. I put on there out of stock code, but I guess I didn't put it in there right, so it's not showing up. My last 100 reviews, so even if they're not in the top 10, you can be the Miners Catch, 112% ROI. I looked today. They're totally out of stock, which really sucks. Because I wanted to see if they got more in stock. But ever since I did my review of them, I guess they kind of got hurt that they were selling it so cheap and everyone bought it all up and they lost some money. So Pay Streak Prospecting, 85%. I need to go visit them, but they don't really have any guaranteed bags. So some really good ones on there, some bad ones. National Assets, Clash, 10%. Mammoth, 108%. And I've looked at Mammoth, did have some Paydirt in today. But Mammoth used to have a glitch in their website where the higher the gold price went, the lower their price went. They had the automated system set up wrong. So I don't think anyone will be getting any over 100% from Mammoth Gold Nuggets anytime soon. Gold Nugget Man, always a good one. So yeah, top 10, top 100. And of course, always, at the very bottom of my website, if you ever go to my bottom website, sellers to avoid. Make sure you avoid all the sellers at the bottom. Sellers to avoid. Do not buy from them. Crooks. Horrible people. So here we go. Comments. We're going to fetch. Anything goes now. So good luck to everyone. This first bag, what we're going to do is we're going to do it the same as last week. If the first name I pull has follow in it, they will win the Gutter Gold bag of Paydirt. If they don't, then they will win their choice of this or this, the beginner or the expert bag. And then the second pick will get whichever one is left over. So if the first pick doesn't say follow, then the next pick, even if it doesn't say follow, will get the Gutter Gold. So that's the way it works. First pick, Gutter Gold, better. It's all usually specimen gold in there. So much better stuff. So let's go. 55 comments. Let's pick a winner. Good luck to everyone. Thank you. Make sure you post something in the live chat if I pull your name. Brian Quinn. So Brian Quinn, you will have to the end of the show to post. You didn't say follow, so you get your choice of either the double black diamond, let me know, or the beginner bag. They both have a 0.5 gram in them, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. Just going to be difficulty level. The expert isn't super hard, so Brian Quinn. We'll wait. We'll give him a second. We'll leave that up on the screen. Yeah, followed counts. I will know. Well, it doesn't matter now. So whoever I pull second gets the Gutter Gold bag of Paydirt. He did. He's here. There we go. There he is. Brian NeQuinn. Oh, did I say? Oh, it is Brian NeQuinn. There you go. Sorry about that. Brian NeQuinn. All right. All right, so Brian is there. So Brian, just let me know if you want the beginner bag or the expert bag. And then I will send you my email in a second. Or you can just type in email into live chat and it will tell you my email so you can email. But let's pick the second winner. This is for the Gutter Gold. Let's see if they said follow. Aqua Donkey Prospecting. He didn't say follow either, and I know he followed because he even said it in chat. He said follow. But Aqua Gold Donkey, you're getting the Gutter Gold bag of Paydirt. So congratulations for that. Nobody said follow. Oh, people don't read no rules. You want the expert bag? Okay. So I can put this one on the shelf. We'll do that one next week. So next week, someone's going to get either beginner bag. There we go. All right. So did we have, is Aqua here still? Oh, no. Now we just need Aqua. So, but yeah, just email me, Brian, email me at Dylan@millerprospecting.com, and I will send this expert bag off to you tomorrow or the next day, depending on when you email me. Send me your address. Don't just email me. Send me your address. Yeah. And then we just need Aqua. And Aqua, I need your address as well. So, but we're just waiting on Aqua. So we'll sit here for a minute. But all right, let me make y'all look at my ugly mug while we wait for them. Y'all must suffer. There we go. Make everyone suffer while we wait for Aqua Donkey. So somebody better text him and be like, come on, dude, get on here. No worries, Brian. Thanks for watching the show. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who watches the show. And, I appreciate Mike for donating these bags of Paydirt. Usually my giveaways are pretty lame on this show, so that's pretty awesome. Hey, Aqua, what's up, brother? Yeah, make sure you email me. Dylan at Miller Prospecting, both of y'all, so I can send these off to you. I got to go to the post office tomorrow, so if you both email me tonight, I will get them out tomorrow. I got to go to the post office because whatever my son was selling, it sold on eBay earlier, I saw. So I got to send him some money, go to the post office, get it done. So, waking up. uh, Oh, well, you have fun, Refocus. Enjoy all the rocks. Have a good night. I hope everyone has a great night tonight. Again, Saturday, I will have a video coming out. It is Gold Nugget sales video. It's either going to be a brand new Paydirt review of something I haven't ever reviewed from him before, or it's a review of all his Paydirts. I don't know which one yet. So it's either going to be a review of a whole bunch of his Paydirts or a review of a very specific Paydirt. And that video will be coming out Saturday. Next Tuesday, we're going to be panning out some Paydirt. I have a couple of those bags left on the shelf here, so we're going to be panning those out. Got some Paydirt behind my noggin. We'll be giving away 2 more bags of Paydirt tomorrow, next Tuesday as well. So we got some stuff to do. Time to do evening chores. That's what I do. After my show, I call my kids and I sit down and I do some chores. So, but thank you everyone for joining the show. I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has an absolute blast. Remember, go over and Whatnot. Mike will be on live tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Whatnot. Just go hang out with him. You don't have to buy anything. Just go hang out with him and listen to him tell you about all the gold. So, what about your bag? I sipped you your bag, brother. I shipped it. You didn't get it? Tracking number 1. That's it. Just go to United States Postal Service, put in tracking number 1. That's it, brother. That's your bag. It's coming any day now, I heard. You're going to miss it? Oh, brother. Hopefully it's doing something good. Hopefully you're doing something good, brother. Makes it worth missing my ugly mug, huh? You know, I'm going to be missing, I think in December, I think this December, I think I'm going to take off like a big chunk of it. So last year I got burnt out during the year, you know, so I took off like I think 2 weeks but I still did the Tuesday shows. So that's why I pushed my Super Bowl till January of this year. But this year I am going to do a Super Bowl. It's going to be a very different Super Bowl than I've done it in the past, and it's going to be in December, but I think I'm going to take off like 2 weeks, then come back with the Super Bowl and Tuesday shows and stuff like that. Joe Murrow, thank you very much. I appreciate that, brother. And thank you, everybody. You know, but I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has an absolute blast of a week. Hopefully everyone finds more gold, because gold is going up, up, up. Dollar is going down, 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 which means gold is going to keep going up. Because as the dollar goes down, countries are going to start buying more and more gold. So thanks, everyone. Hopefully you come hang out. I don't know if Saturday's video will be a premiere or not. You'll know Friday night or something if it is. And then Tuesday, though, live. Panning out some more Paydirt, giving away some more Paydirt. Hopefully everyone will join us then. But thanks, and until then. So tape some videos in advance. I'm just not very good at that, because when I do that, I just always mess something up. I'm just very impulsive. Like I need to, like when I shoot a video now, like I guess I'm not leaving. If I shoot a video today, I go and edit it, and I don't break apart any of my stuff from my studio until I go edit it and make sure everything's right. So if I come back down here, stuff hasn't moved around, and I can reshoot parts of it. So, and then once it's totally edited and done, then I come down here, shut down my studio, close it all up, clean it, and do stuff like that. So, and I'm just very like anal like that. You know, so I can't shoot videos in advance. I've tried it before and it just never works out well for me. You know, but I might have to do that. It's like I said, if I do, it'd only be like 2 weeks, where I would just, because at one, it's going to be bigger videos. Like if you've seen my Super Bowl videos, they take forever to do. So, but all right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a great night. And